It's Friday night, and what the fuck are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're sitting home dreaming about sweaty built men in underwear. And who better to do it with than the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast? And here's your host, Iconoclast and Dick Taco.
Welcome to the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast, bro.
All right, that's it. I'm fucking leaving. We just started. And Dick Taco is leaving the building. But anyway.
I'm the greatest!
I forgot I did that the other week. Don't you love the actual poster for this fucking Money in the Bank shit on Wikipedia here? This Yeet the Bank?
Oh yeah, I couldn't fucking believe that either.
I don't understand that because the whole Yeet thing pisses me off anyway, because your two cousins upstairs, one's 4 and one's 12, they both have shirts saying Yeet that are from back when he was wrestling in swim trunks and face paint still.
Main event, it's just me, Oos!
Is it Jay or is it Jimmy? But anyway, we might as well, since we're already pissing on fucking the Money in the Bank poster, let's go right to the results then, huh? Now, you said you didn't watch the whole show?
No, I did not watch the whole show because
I do want to get into detail with these, though.
I went into hibernation during the evening after dinner, and I woke up and I could only watch the last 3 matches because Peacock wouldn't let me rewind all the way.
Really? Oh, Peacock's rewind feature sucks nuts. It's terrible.
Yeah, well, because it doesn't give you a preview.
Like you feel like you almost have to stand on the remote to get it to go to the left. It's awful.
No, and also it doesn't give you a little box preview of where you're going. If you know what I'm saying. Where
some of the older ones have chapters,
but this
the ones from when I was a kid, I've seen a lot of them have chapters.
But this one doesn't. So I just have to guess where the match ends.
Well, it might have been because it was live the first time. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, that's all I can think of.
But, okay, because I did not see the first 2 matches at all.
All right, well, let's go over the first match.
The men's Money in the Bank.
They had no matches on the pre-show, which I will give it to AEW. They mix it up on the pre-show, matches, and talking. I can't watch talking and recaps over and over. It reminds me of the old, you're too young, you weren't born yet, but the countdown shows when you would order them, and you would have Gene Okerlund in the frickin' Starcade Control Center with a hologram of it's Vader versus Ric Flair. But you had a half hour, and it would count down at the bottom, right? But the Gene Okerlund clip was only 8 minutes long.
And it would just
so you watched it 4 fucking times. We used to watch it through the wavy lines and listen to it. Kevin was famous for that.
AEW has a countdown
for
those matches.
Yeah. I like their countdown shows better. I will sit through an AEW countdown show. I was in and out with this. I got to talk.
Forbidden Door had some great matches on the pre-show.
I got to talk to your cousin about the actual Over the Edge 99 pay-per-view, and I was telling him about when it happened and how I have the original cut before they took all the shit out.
What was Over the Edge 99?
It's when Owen Hart died. Yeah. So,
which you don't actually see.
No, but they cut out all the talking about it. In fact, I don't even think it's on the network, the show. I got it off YouTube pre-network days. It's not a bit, but it's right in the fucking beginning.
There's no video or audio of it. But
there's audio. There's audio from the Spanish announce team. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say.
Fucking horrific to listen to.
There's no English audio, but there's from the Spanish announce team. You can hear it, and
you hear Hugo Savinovich go, oh, and then you hear the thud.
Yeah,
it's awful.
And there is video of it apparently, but it's locked away.
There's pictures of it. Yeah, I'm sure there's video of it from You got to remember, it's 1999. I had the cell phone I had back then. I had a Kyocera cell phone that had Snake and Tetris on it. You weren't taking pictures.
No, but that apparently that there was a hard camera recording it.
Oh, I'm sure they caught it when he landed, the hard camera, because it's on the ring. But Jim Cornette got so upset during talking about it because he was working there.
So did Jeff Jarrett when he was talking about with AEW, and then he lost in the first round. But we'll talk about that later.
But Cornette said, he yelled, "Look out." He goes, "The guy's fallen to his death. He probably knows he's going to die. And the last thing he wants to do is take somebody with him." It's a shame. But anyway, let's get back to this fucking poor excuse of a PLE of yesterday. All right. The first was the Money in the Bank men's match, like you said. Drew McIntyre defeated Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Jey Uso, and LA Knight.
Yeah.
I can't stand LA Knight. Chad Gable, belly to belly, Carmelo Hayes over the top rope through a ladder. Chad Gable is my fucking hero. I mean, he withstood a gunshot wound to come back and get in this match.
I can't stand that. I've already talked about my negative opinion of the Wyatt.
Carmelo Hayes is okay, though. But this was Drew's match to win. Gable, you thought was going to win it, but then Drew lawn darted a fucking ladder at him right in the face and knocked him off the ladder, and he got up.
3, 2, 1.
Clang on! But
the Claymore, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah. It's that fucking stupid sword he pulls out of his ass when he comes out and shoves in the stage. Here's another match I was interested in because Braun Breaker's got the look of a star for years to come. But I love we're supposed to give a shit. Sami Zayn's the Intercontinental Champion. He has the fucking sweatshirt. Yo, Khadija, I did it. It's the 4th time he's won the belt. That who cares? When Roddy Piper won the Intercontinental title from the Mountie, that was the only time he ever held a belt in WWE till he came back years later when him and Flair won the tag belts in like 2005.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Woo!
Wings!
Wings!
Oh, speaking of, I gotta talk. I'll be bringing up the Woo energy drink later when we talk about this. Your limousine riding days, jet flying nights. Woo energy.
Damian Priest defeated Seth freaking Rollins and Drew McIntyre by pinfall.
Okay,
it became a triple threat because Drew cashed in, which I called earlier in the night.
Here comes Ziggler. He's cashing in.
That'll always be. That and Edge. This night, it's not over. Raise the cage.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here.
That was the night after WrestleMania thing, the best Raw of the year.
All right, yeah. So first, I got to talk about this. This pay-per-view in general had 2 of the worst botches I've ever seen.
All right, let's talk about that.
So
let's get into great detail about botch,
that. And Triple H has acknowledged this. And I want to talk about their advertising thing, too, because this is when I really had a problem with it. Damian Priest did not kick out.
No, yeah. They didn't want to talk about it during the press conference. It was really because I was like, what? I expected to see the ref get pulled out of the ring or something.
Because I was like, did his other shoulder that the camera can't see, did that go?
You know what? I'm going to tell you though, the ref should have just counted him down because it's Priest's job to get his shoulder up. The refs are taught to count like it's a shoot, 1,001, 1,002, and they stop when you get up. So I'm sorry. That's probably why he didn't want to talk about it. And Priest is not that good of a worker, so I could see. I mean, he's really clumsy.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything for me. Rollins, I used to think is unsafe. CM Punk interfering, I enjoyed.
Again.
I enjoyed. I'm sure you did as well.
Fuck him. I fucking hate Punk.
He speaks well of you. I don't know why you have to hate him so much.
I don't even knows who I am.
No, what, from this show? Nobody knows who you are from this show.
Gee.
Nobody knows who I am.
Gee, fucking thanks. The 24 cents you make from this show and ad revenue.
12 cents.
But
thanks for the bump.
So now again, because it looked like he didn't kick out, and then they counted to 2, and then Seth Rollins just
somebody should have done something to detract from that. You know what I mean?
And then Drew McDonald came out with the briefcase. And again, I don't understand exactly how the rules work. So because he failed to cash in because Punk interfered, he can't try to cash in again, right?
No, he cashed in. They called it. They announced it. Rang the bell. Added it to triple threat match.
So now that was his opportunity. That's it.
Yeah, but Rollins.
I thought Austin Theory, didn't he try to cash in 4 or 5 times when he had it 2 years ago?
Yeah, but if you're on the way to the ring and you get knocked down, you have to give it to the referee. The referee has to ring the bell, and then the announcer has to announce it, or somebody has to announce it. The first time Vince did it, like I told you. So, but yeah, that was It was not good. And the fact that I think because now Rollins is pissed because Rollins can't ever challenge for the belt as long as Priest is champ now. So he's pissed at Punk. I would rather see those two get at it. I mean, I think we only got Punk for like one match at a time here because he gets hurt. So we got to get something really good to come out.
He's going to be walking to the ring.
He needs to stay away from the ring till WrestleMania.
He's going to be walking to the ring, and then he's going to like sneeze and
my
there goes my ACL.
back.
There goes my ACL.
And he's old too, man. Like I hurt my back yesterday. Like I think I just reached for a soda.
And he only knows 3 moves.
Shut up. Fuck off with that. Let's go to the
Pepsi plunge, Anaconda Vice.
Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun.
Yeah, but then I gotta talk about this shit. So their advertising was getting to me. With all the Wheatley vodka and brought to you by Prime and the fucking Prime Energy everywhere.
That motherfucker's a billionaire, dude. You're United States heavyweight champion.
I fucking hate him for multiple reasons.
The Suicide Forest thing?
That happened when I was in 8th grade.
That's why your cousin hates him.
It happened to me when I was in 8th grade. I didn't like him back then. I certainly don't like him now because he had Donald Trump on his podcast. So you know how I feel about that.
Joe Rogan won't have him on, you know.
Then I
mean, he's crazy, but he won't have him on.
And again, he's not, I think he's annoying, Logan Paul.
He is. I think in the ring, though, I mean, he's taking this very seriously.
It's like Shane McMahon. He just does big stunts.
Dude, Shane was like the 30-year-old rookie of the year. He's the first guy I ever saw do a coast-to-coast, dude. That's up there with Leaping Lanny Poffo doing a moonsault.
Shut up about Leaping Lanny Poffo.
The genius? He used to write poetry and throw frisbees out when he was a jobber. That's like a little macho man, dude.
But then I want to talk about this because I saw this. So I know you don't watch The Boys on Amazon Prime.
No, I don't.
But
I will admit I've wanted to many times, but I haven't.
Yeah, it's my personal favorite live action show of all time. And so this really pissed me off where they have the Money in the Bank briefcase and I see there's this white logo on it. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. And so I had to pause it and look at it. It's the Vought logo from The Boys. And you don't watch it.
Oh, because it was sponsored by The Boys because they were talking about it a lot.
Yes.
Makes sense.
It doesn't make any fucking sense because, I mean, I'm sure this was Amazon Prime's decision, not the actual people who make the show.
Yeah.
Because it would be completely hypocritical because it goes against all the messages the show pushes.
To make a long story short, too late.
To make a long story short.
Too late.
The Vought company are the main antagonists of the show. So why the fuck would you put the advertising for a company that is objectively supposed to be evil on the fucking Money in the Bank briefcase? Not to mention, it's not even a real fucking company.
This really cheesed you off, I can tell.
It does, and I'm a fan of the show. And, what the fuck's next? They're going to be putting, ads for American Home Shield on the title belts?
Oh, that would be bad. They've never had sponsors on title belts ever.
I bet you they're going to start. I bet you they're going to fucking start. We got Prime Energy drink in the ring. And this is another thing that I want to bring up because and this is what Mother Wayne brought up while we were watching.
Calm down. All the spit you got going everywhere, you're going to short the mics out. Go ahead.
In AEW, when they have sponsors, they're just in the background. Other than DraftKings.
Or the Fight Forever game.
But that's not really a sponsorship.
That's their game. I mean,
that's their thing.
You don't see them hawking it now, do you?
No.
That's why the DLC's done, I'm sure.
But the only
dumb loser content.
They'll only have stuff in the background, or they'll maybe say something once, or with Woo Energy, they'll just have it sitting on the desk.
Wings.
But with the advertisement isn't in your face.
That's true.
And I'd rather drink Woo Energy than Prime.
I don't like how commercial they've become, but that's TKO. UFC's been doing it for years. I mean, you sound like me talking about the way wrestling is now. Like I'm a old man.
Wrestling is an art form.
You're turning into an old man. You're already wired like one anyway for only being 20.
Oh, great. You're leaking more information about my identity to the public.
You said it. We were on your 20th birthday. You said, I am the Benoit Michaels Triple H. And I was like, yeah. Come on.
There's
nobody else that's 20 years old on the whole planet.
But, okay, so
Hold on, we're not done yet with these horrible matches.
Now, I didn't watch the women's match. I
had it on and I didn't watch it.
So,
but Tiffany Stratton won. She defeated Chelsea Green, Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, Naomi, and Zoe Stark.
Tiffany Stratton and her fucking stupid Barbie gimmick.
Yeah, I kept getting her confused with Chris Statlander, but then I'm like, dude, Chris Statlander would fucking floss her teeth with Tiffany Stratton.
She'd rip her apart. Have you seen Chris Statlander?
She's like a cyborg.
Yeah, she's a great wrestler. When she comes to the ring with Stokely Hathaway, she lifts him up into the ring.
Some guys pay good money to get treated like that.
Stokely's her manager.
The Bloodline in the main event.
All right.
Solo Sikoa.
Don't look at his ass, Sikoa.
Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga with Tonga Loa.
Mark Ruffalo.
What? What's that?
He looks like Mark Ruffalo, Tama Tonga. Have you fucking seen him?
Defeated Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. Now, playing off real life opportunities here, Corey Graves, the great broadcast journalist that he is, brings up how dangerous Fatu is, how he has a record, and how Triple H had to go through a lot of shit to get him into the country. I'm like, yeah, they smuggled him in a trunk. But he
went to prison. He did hard time.
Yeah.
It's not like the Usos. The Usos just have like a DUI.
You don't remember Samoan Gangsta Party in all your research you've done from ECW? Rosie, and I would think one of them was Umaga, but it was Rosie and somebody else. They were more cousins.
I don't know. I lose track.
But they defeated Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton by pinfall when Solo pinned Cody.
With the Samoan spike.
I hate Solo.
So
he can get him out of there. They're going to have too many people anyway because Roman's coming back soon.
And also,
they can only hold it off for so long.
And also, again, Haku's kids are not related. So why the hell are they there?
Why are we arguing genealogy again? Last week was geography. I had a fucking map of Tonga on the screen. You know, why are we doing it? Can we just stick to wrestling?
No, it's just because, like, it annoys me because, like, what? All male Samoan wrestlers have to be related? I'm telling you, if Samoa Joe is still here, they put him in the bloodline.
It's like Red Fox that one time. He goes, you white people think all black people look alike. He goes, but that's not true. It is you who all look alike. He goes, there's many shades of black. You got chocolate, burnt almond, caramel. He goes, you guys got one shade.
I was just again. It's like.
But they're going for Solo and Cody, and I don't give a fuck.
Solo, don't look at his ass, Sikoa.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck about Solo and Cody.
Yeah, because he's the.
I barely care about Cody
because he's the Usos' younger brother.
I did sing the Cody Raheem Road song to the baby while he came out though. Cornrows!
Again, him with his fucking Homelander outfit, which you also don't know.
No, I know what it is. I've seen Homelander. I've seen the Mortal Kombat shit where he's in that.
Yeah, and he's like one of the most. Yeah, he's a fucking psychopath in the show.
I refuse.
And Cody dresses like him unironically, which makes me just either say that he's either some kind of alt-right whack job or he's a fucking idiot. Because if you watch the show, you would never want to dress like Homelander.
Okay. All right, well, that does it for that. Do you want to get into the news now? I guess we'll start with...
no, wait, I got to talk about this. I got one more thing to say. There was another big botch that I haven't seen anyone else talk about. Not like the Damian Priest thing. I was watching this. Kevin Owens had Solo... No.
Don't look at his ass, Sikoa.
No. He had Tama Tonga up for, like, his package pile drive or whatever it is.
I don't know.
And
I'll take your word for it.
The infamous Tonga Loa comes up like behind him to do a low blow. But he fucking misses it the first time.
Yes, I saw that.
And then he has to do it again. And the camera catches all of it. I was like, what the fuck is this? It was hilarious. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was...
You couldn't believe it? The caliber of wrestler these days, no matter what federation they're in.
That's not true. AEW's caliber of wrestlers is much higher.
How about Hangman Page doing that fucking pile driver back and dropping... The guy was 4 feet off the ground.
That was months ago. It was one fucking time.
It's a big botch, dude.
Months ago. Maybe over a year ago now.
It's a big botch. Hangman is a retard, too. You ever hear him talk? That famous clip where he's like... They were like, do you take advice? I watched somebody splice it. They're like, do you take advice from veterans? Well, I'm the world champion. I don't see why I don't take advice. Like it's fucking real. And then they flash to Punk going, yeah, go up to Terry Funk and go, no, Mr. Funk. I don't need your advice. Go fuck yourself.
I wouldn't take Punk's advice.
Oh, I would.
What's he going to give me advice for? How to get fired from every federation you've ever worked for?
He's got a lot of money, though.
He's going to get fired from WWF again, too.
No, he's not. But anyway, you want to get into the WWE news? There's not much of it.
That's not what Mother Wayne thinks.
Oh, I don't care. Are you ready to get into the news?
Okay.
All right, WWE news here. We'll go.
Apparently, WWE put Mercedes Moné on house shows to try and stop her from being in The Mandalorian.
What the fuck is that shit?
So I haven't watched The Mandalorian. Is she even in it that much?
She's one of she's in like a full season, maybe a season and a half. She's one of Bo-Katan's people. Is she like? How many seasons of The Mandalorian have you watched?
None.
Ever?
Yeah, I don't watch Disney Plus shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch Disney Plus shit.
Oh God.
But
they didn't want her to be in it, so which is fucked up.
Meltzer says WrestleMania 40 documentary was sanitized, which makes sense because if you've ever seen,
but listen, who we're getting the news from? It's like getting food out of a septic tank. But go ahead.
He said that the day The Rock was at the New York Stock Exchange and given the stock, the match was also given, which contradicts the documentary. Said it's much more complicated than just The Rock stepping aside, so they wouldn't put in the documentary. Makes a lot of sense because I don't know if you've watched the WWE A&E documentaries.
No, I haven't.
Which I don't watch anymore because I don't get A&E with the new TV package thing.
What do you got? YouTube TV?
Yeah, ever since I lost cable. But
YouTube TV is not bad.
Yeah, but it doesn't. But like when they do documentaries on there, I used to watch them, and
I've been watching Law and Order on it.
They have
it's fucking everywhere,
and then they have with the A&E documentaries, and they are made in conjunction with WWE, so they are very sanitized. Like you watch the Kurt Angle documentary, which is what I remember the best. They gave one sentence to his TNA career.
Well. Say they made it now, they might give more to it because they got that little agreement.
No, but that was only made 2 years ago.
Yeah, but the agreement started 2 months ago.
I don't know, whatever. It's very with the DX documentary that they made. I felt that the way they made it, they kind of made everyone else look bad and put Triple H up on a pedestal.
Well, he's running the show. What do you think he's going to do? Say, hey, I'm an asshole. Fuck all of you. What do you think he's going to do?
I'm just saying, it's biased. At least with Dark Side of the Ring, it's independent. And
John Cena spotted in Toronto ahead of Money in the Bank.
Which is outdated because he showed up last night and he announced his retirement and I watched a bit of the press conference to get some more details. He's saying that he's going to be it's going to go till December of 2025. And he said it's going to be probably 30 to 40 dates throughout the year. Is going to be. Oh my
God! It's like the Tony Gwynn, Cal Ripken retirement tour.
The what?
In 2000 or whatever it was, or 2002. I can't remember. I think it's 2002. Cal Ripken of the Baltimore Orioles, who had the longest game streak of all time, played, broke Lou Gehrig's streak when we were still living down the shore. And Tony Gwynn, who was with the Padres, I think for the same amount of time, they retired. So it was like the Tony Gwynn, Cal Ripken retirement tour. So that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Fucking great. I got to hear about this for a year. It's like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. It's going to be everywhere. That's what I think about that.
He said that, he didn't really talk about any opponents yet. He said that's kind of in the work. He said that's kind of keeping under wraps. Someone asked him about what he thought. He's like, your career is kind of really intertwined with that of Vince McMahon because you two were so close. And I'm surprised they didn't cut the guy's mic as soon as he started.
Yeah, you see guys with a black bag and clubs just put it over his head, like in V for Vendetta, where they just drag on a black bag of disgusting.
And then he asked what's your opinion on the accusations and the allegations against Vince McMahon? And all he said was, I'm trying to focus on the future right now.
It's Triple H. So I'm trying to focus on the positive back in the rubble.
It's like if you look back, and you dig deep enough, you can find my opinion on that.
I wish I would have been at that Royal Rumble press conference asking questions. I would have been like, did you read the lawsuit? And Triple H's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't read it? I read it fucking twice into John. It was so good. Your father-in-law's fucked up, dude.
Were you shitting on girls too? Did you shit on Stephanie?
Yeah, because that's what I want to say. He threw me through the fucking window.
Oh, please, he's got heart problems.
I don't care. He could still, dude. He's still a big fucking dude. He's about 6'4".
Did you actually, did you and Test ever fight over Stephanie? That's a deep cut right there.
That's like when I met King Kong Bundy in a bar down the shore.
Did you actually meet King Kong Bundy?
He was in there. It was a wrestling show. I was 18. I snuck it. It was this bar up by the boardwalk, like on the street before the boardwalk. And I went in there to get beer. I was the only one of my friends that had like facial hair, so they sent me in. We would get a case of natural ice. It was $10.82. My friends were like, God rest their souls. They're not with us anymore. We're like, go in, get it, put the money down, walk out. You paid for it. What are they going to do? So I go in and ask for it. The guy gives it to me. And there's Bundy, who a guy I work with right now actually went to high school with. So I go sit and I have a drink next to him. I was probably already drunk. I shouldn't even have been in the car. I go over to him and I'm like, did you really break Hulk Hogan's ribs?
What do you say?
I didn't even get a chance because at that moment, somebody gets thrown through the fucking window onto like Ocean Avenue. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta go.
But then,
well, no, because they would have busted me at being in there at 18.
But again, because I was watching, watching the Cena thing last night made me think of the video they have on the channel, which is the top 10 in-ring proposals, of which only one of which is actually
Elizabeth,
real.
I love you!
Marry me! And did you tell me that they were already married for like a year before that?
Every day I come home, what do I find? This is in the sink piled high. Yeah. I know. I walked around cutting promos and I was like, shut the door! Yeah.
Macho Madness. I got more
Lieutenant Prima Donna!
And President Jack Tully thinks I got, oh yeah. No, so like...
Do you ever, some guy on YouTube runs a Randy Savage promo, I think against Hogan before WrestleMania 5.
The Mega Powers implode!
Explode. I had the t-shirt. It's worth so much money now, too. And I
we're like Elizabeth's holding them again, like holding them back?
No, it's just the two of them when he starts like, the Mega Powers explode.
And then...
Atlantic City, WrestleMania 5.
Like some of the other ones, a couple of them actually involved AJ Lee. There was like Danielson proposed to AJ Lee. All these were in kayfabe.
I'm surprised you don't make fun of her. That's Mrs. CM Punk.
You should stay with Dolph Ziggler.
Why, Dolph? I heard Dolph can have sex for apparently like 7 hours. Like girls, like it's like a wrestling match. The one girl said on Stern. I forget it was. I think it was Amy Schumer went out with him. She said it was like a what?
So did Sonny.
Yeah. But he's like Sting, the famous musician. He's like another legendary guy. It's like 9 hours.
No, but it was like, and then like Paul Heyman proposed to AJ.
What?
You didn't see that? Where it was like he was Punk's manager and they were a heel. He's like, marry me, AJ. I'll come up with all the ideas and you take all the credit. Because I like them young, dumb, and uninhibited. There was also Edge proposing to Vicky Guerrero.
Oh, Christ.
I don't remember when that was.
The love triangle. Vicky Guerrero, Edge, and the Big Show.
What?
And she just wound up being a big whore at the end of it.
How?
She was fucking around with both of them.
Big Show.
Her and that freaking rooster face of hers. Look.
Would you say Eddie, after he was off the drugs, couldn't believe he was married to her?
It was like Nelson Mandela. Spent 30 years in prison. Got out, divorced his wife 6 months later. Did 30 years in the can. Couldn't take like 6 months with his wife.
She's a real shitty person in real life, too.
Who, Mrs. Mandela?
No, Vicky Guerrero.
I thought we were talking about Nelson Mandela's wife.
There was also Eddie Guerrero proposing to China.
Oh, that was funny when he took her to the GED prom. Oh my God, that shit was hysterical.
His
tuxedo shirt. That's where Latino heat came from. He goes, oh man, that China, she can't stand my Latino heat, man. Because I never really liked Eddie until then. Out of all four of them, he was the one I liked the least.
Because he was, because that was his first run, and then he got released.
He got hurt right away when they got there too.
Oh, but also, didn't he get released for his drug problems at one point?
That was later. That was later.
And then you could find
he's actually on the first Ring of Honor show.
Yeah. Him. You can find him in like weird places. He like IWA. There's like an IWA Mid-South show
There was
him, Rey Mysterio, and CM Punk.
And there's he's a stint working as a greeter at the Desert Inn in Vegas.
Wait, really?
No, I don't know.
And he was also the first ever cruiserweight champion in World Wrestling All Stars. And but then another one of the proposals, the only real one was Cena.
We're still talking about this proposal? Shit.
Yeah, the only real one was Cena and Nikki Bella. The last one I want to talk about is Billy and Chuck.
I'm not talking about that.
Chuck Palumbo proposed to him.
That was horrible. I don't care if both of them really were gay. I still don't think they should have done that. I think that was horrible.
They had Rico as their stylist, who is actually Bryan Danielson's first ever WWE match.
I think he's also Superfly's son.
Jimmy Snuka?
No, the fucking black pimp from the blaxploitation pictures in the 70s, you idiot. Yes, Snuka.
Really? Rico's his son?
I think so. It's either him or... It's not Simon Diamond. No, it's Rico.
Simon Diamond and Johnny Swinger, the New York Connection from TNA?
Oh, God. Rico Costantino, I think, is...
Hold
on. I want to look it up right now.
The New York Connection and the gifted Glenn Gilberti?
Shut the fuck up with that.
The gifted Glenn Gilberti. How is he gifted?
Oh, he's a police officer now.
You gotta love when these wrestlers...
Is it Americo Sebastiano Constantino? Is an American police officer and a retired paramedic, SWAT officer, bodyguard. Let's see.
You just find the right guy?
I don't know. Let's see.
Test. This is a test.
Hold on. Superfly, look at it. Were you singing test music?
Yeah. Didn't you hate Test?
No, I liked him in the beginning.
Then he married Stephanie. Or no, he was going to marry Stephanie, and then...
No, I'm sorry. It was... It's Deuce from Deuce and Domino.
It sounds like the Johnsons. You know about the Johnsons in TNA?
No. Oh, you're going to talk about that again, aren't you?
TNA!
Yeah, I fucked that up. Sorry. So it's Deuce.
No, like you gotta love when like these wrestlers that aren't successful have to go and get real jobs afterwards. Like Felix Skipper, you know what he does?
What about fucking Too Cold Scorpio recently? Fucking getting a stabbing fight. Jesus Christ, he's a security guard.
Felix Skipper.
He's probably got CTE. He was in ECW, dude.
Felix Skipper is the manager of a Cracker Barrel.
Hey, at least he's got a job, dude. I mean, good for them. Like. You learn how to get by with less.
All right, like here's the other. Okay, so let's keep going down the news here.
We got AEW Forbidden Door to the $1 Million Gate. Dave Scher from Pro Wrestling Insider gave him a big shout out on
Meltzer's Forbidden Star rating. Forbidden Door star.
All right, I got him. Hold on. This is the star ratings for Forbidden Door. You couldn't even let me finish your thought. I'm talking about the $1 Million Gate they did, and you're like, yeah, let's go on. Somebody died. He was a shitty wrestler.
God, that was one fucking time.
No, it was awful.
It was twice. Never mind. Are you going to bring up the time I made fun of Miss Elizabeth's death, too?
I wasn't gonna, but... All right. You ready for these Forbidden Door things?
Yeah, let's see what these star ratings are.
Kyle Fletcher defeated Serpentico. 1 star.
I didn't even see it.
I didn't even know it was on the show. Malachi Black and Brody King defeat Tomohiro Ishii, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong and Gabe Kidd in Private Party. 3 1/4. I don't think so. Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano defeat Statlander and Momo Watanabe 3 1/2. Mariah May defeated Saraya 2.
It was like 2.5, 3.
The Lucha Brothers and Mystico defeated Las Goobers de Japan. Las Ingobernables, is that how you say it?
Las Ingobernables de Japan.
4 1/4 stars.
I agree with that. I would say at least a 4.
MJF defeats his Hechechechero.
It's just settle.
I just think of that fucking girl with the fruit on her head. 3 1/4, which that was all right. The Elite defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi and the Acclaimed 3 3/4.
Scissor Ace.
Bryan Danielson defeated Shingo Takagi 4 3/4. That was a good match.
Yeah, every Danielson match is at least 4 stars.
Tony Storm defeated Mina Shirakawa to retain the Women's Championship 4 stars. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Orange Cassidy 4 1/2. Samoa Joe, Hook and Shibata defeated Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb 3
I am the learning tree.
3 1/4.
Lower.
Jack Perry defeated Take a Shit, Mark Briscoe, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and El Phantasmo in a ladder match to become the new TNT Championship 4.5. Mercedes Moné defeated Stephanie Vakir in a winner-takes-all match for TBS and NJPW.
4 at least.
Got before, yep. Naito defeated Moxley to become the new IWGP Champion 3. And Swerve Strickland defeated Will Ospreay to retain the AEW World Championship 5.5 stars.
This is 5
How is
stars.
there 5.5 stars?
There's 7-star matches.
That's so stupid.
There's 7-star matches. Danielson and Ospreay got 6 stars at Dynasty.
All right. Tony Khan says they're in the red zone on the rights renewal, hoping to get into the end zone shortly. Yeah, football vernacular. I'm sure you AEW neckbeards all know what that means.
Roosh injured in ladder match at Forbidden Door.
Leo Rush, sorry. That was Leo Rush. I'm sorry.
Leo Rush. No one gives a shit about him.
That's so nice of you. On 7-1, Mercedes Moné seen talking to Shane McMahon at an airport.
Shane's...
The Shane shit don't stop, does it? Everybody thought Stephanie Vakir...
I'm dancing, Dad! I'm dancing!
Stop it! Everybody thought Stephanie Vakir schooled Mercedes Moné. Meltzer thinks she'll be signed next to AEW.
Well, Stephanie...
Good thing I saved a picture of his face.
Vakir is, really good, wrestler.
Oh, all right, stop.
What?
What else? Hangman Page returns and destroys Jeff Jarrett as a wild card entrant in the Owen Hart tournament. Says he's no longer the puppet of the Elite. He better be the puppet of somebody. He doesn't have any brains.
He was, the Elite brought him in as the wild card because they want him to be on their team for Blood and Guts.
So they're going to telegraph the turn this freaking early?
No, but he said no, he's not on their team. It reminds me of, I never actually saw this, but I remember reading about it, where the corporation got Kane out of the insane asylum.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day at the barbecue. And I don't remember that for some reason. No, I remember the barbecue. I don't remember
Isn't that how they brought Kane in?
No, Kane came in during the Shawn Mike, the first ever Hell in a Cell match. He ripped the cage door off. He went after The Undertaker. Britt Baker says she was actually out with a mini stroke for
I saw that promo.
7-3 Dynamite, yeah. Mustafa Ali was also backstage at the 7-3 Dynamite.
It might be he might want to leave TNA if they are going to be working with WWE.
Vince Russo is still harping on Vince and Shane trying to buy AEW.
You think Vince McMahon's going to try to buy AEW?
Why would he do that? I don't think he could. First of all, he might be going to jail. Second of all, he's almost fucking 80.
Also, does he even have a lot of money of his own left? He sold all the stock.
He's got like $2 billion.
Oh, good point.
He sold all the stock. Yeah. So, but I mean, could he buy it? Yeah. Should he buy it?
Matt Hardy addresses Shane McMahon rumors. What the fuck would Matt Hardy know?
Yeah, I know. I put that in there on purpose to get you going because I know you don't like him really. Sounds like Moxley's IWGP title reign was set up by Tony Khan to only ever have the 2 title defenses in the States, was to make him first AEW, WWE, and IWGP champ.
Yeah, he's the first ever modern Triple Crown champion.
But why is he doing favors for people like all the time?
Who?
Tony. He's like, I'm going to make you the first ever Triple Crown champ. Like, what good did it do Tony? Nothing.
Keeps Mox's loyalty.
Yeah, but he can't even spell loyalty, you know.
Shut up.
He hit his head underneath that sink while working on something.
God, you hate Moxley.
Adam Cole upgraded.
One of the greatest wrestlers of the modern day.
Shut the fuck up. Your head is up your ass. Adam Cole upgraded to walking. Still no word on return date. That fucking dumbass. I can't ever forgive him for getting hurt like that.
Jumping down.
And then you see him on YouTube on his Chugs channel playing games with the guys from New Legacy and all that stuff.
What's New Legacy?
They play a lot of old wrestling games. They're really funny. They did a whole story for like Wrestling Empire where they made this guy Poipel, Poipl, Poipel the Clown. Because you know how you can make up crazy people in that game.
Yeah, and have him do steroids and kill people.
Like New Jack sold them a gun, and Chris Benoit actually asked them if they could buy a gun. I saved the playlist on the channel. It's so funny.
Honey, I killed the kids.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Honey, I killed the kids. Chris Benoit.
Between 110 and 116,000 pay-per-view buys for Forbidden Door.
Whatever you need, whatever you want, whatever you take back again.
Yeah, he took it back again, yeah. Apparently, Will Ospreay decided to job the Swerve at Forbidden Door because he didn't want people thinking Swerve was a placeholder for him. Good for him.
And didn't want people to think that he was just coming in from a different company to take over without working for it first. So they're going to have him stay as international champion.
All right, before we do this budget thing that I got here, because this was interesting to me, let's do the other thing. Ricochet expected to make AEW debut soon. That's Pro Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Duh.
What do you say duh for?
Chris Jericho says it's time to put pro wrestling in the Olympics.
It was an actual legit interview that I read. I mean, I think he might have been in
kayfabe. This wasn't kayfabe?
I think he might have been in kayfabe, but I don't think anybody else was. He's got CTE, dude. He's on that country road somewhere.
I told you about this at 4th of July where we were talking about where he came out on Dynamite and he was like, listen, I'm not booked for the show, but I need my TV time. And I got to be the announcer. So I got our EVPs to sign this release form that I get to be the guest announcer. But you see, Taz is impartial. Or has not been impartial in his announcing duties. And that doesn't work for me, brother. So I'm going to need Taz to be removed from the building. So then they had Taz removed and Chris Jericho took a spot on commentary for the night. And so I think they're trying to build towards Taz and Chris Jericho wrestling.
Yeah, well, what's the tagline of that match? Could it be 30 years too late?
Yeah, see one.
Could be 35 years too late.
Tazplex! They should have the ring fall
Judging from some figures I saw that we're going to go over in a minute.
They should have the ring fall part like it did when Bam Bam and Taz wrestled. I showed you that, right?
Yeah, no, they went through the runway.
Oh, no, they didn't go through the runway, but like they were wrestling on the ropes and they fell through the apron.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They did.
Because Bam Bam was so fucking fat.
Talent budget for AEW may be, are you ready? $104 million a year. I would like to find out what WWE's is between now and next week.
Higher. Way higher.
Well, let's see if we can look it up. Because Tony's got the money. I mean, WWE talent budget per year. Well, they make $1.3 billion US each year.
Who?
WWE.
Half of which comes from the Saudi government.
WWE superstars have a minimum yearly salary of $350,000. That's pretty good. There was no minimum salary when I was a kid.
I know they got paid off the house.
No, actually, Vince used to. You would make more money off of payoffs and merchandise. Like WCW didn't do as good with merchandise as WWF did. But the old contract, Mick Foley, we'll talk about it, Steve Austin, Diesel, you got 10 dates at $150 a date. That's all you were guaranteed. I mean, you made so much more than that, but that's all he ever had to guarantee you if business went in the shitter. All right. I came across this listening to Jim Cornette and Brian Last, the AEW Double or Nothing budget. This was to put on a show. Now, I didn't write all the figures down because I was just baffled after a while. This is to put on AEW and an episode of Collision in the same arena, right? What are you doing? Just come back to me.
The numbers are boring me. I'm falling asleep.
$3.8 million to put on all this. $2 million for the talent. $180,000 for the plane tickets. $50,000 to catering. $250,000 for hotel.
The pound is a stronger currency.
$60,000 in-house security. $105,000 for LED rigging. What the? Local management services. $100,000. Support crews. $400,000. Product consultant. $15,000. Cleanup. $14,000. Ground transportation. $2,000. Miscellaneous show prop. $7,500. Brian Last said that's where you put when you're getting the cocaine. You put it under miscellaneous show props, so it's tax deductible. Pyro, $36,000. Rental of arena, $110,000 MGM Garden Arena and $10,000 for staging. That's a lot, dude.
What?
All right. Well, now that you're back, welcome back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bore you with those numbers like that. It's not like the ratings. It's like it's over like that. And in the miscellaneous news, Kevin Sullivan launches a GoFundMe after a serious medical episode. He was in an accident back in May and has suffered sepsis and encephalitis.
That's what he gets for murdering Chris Benoit.
Oh, shut! You can't honestly believe that.
No, of course I don't. Who said that? I forget. Wasn't that Billy Jack Haynes?
Yeah. Where's Billy Jack at now?
You know, it's always the same old story.
That's Hercules. Stop. No more. Billy Jack turned his front yard into Waco.
Did you know that he claims to have information about the Boys on the Tracks murder?
On the whose murder?
It's like this unsolved murder case in Missouri from the 70s.
He probably did it.
He claims that he has information because he's Billy Jack Haynes. I told you, I found this list. It was 10 minor wrestling personalities from the 80s that everyone remembers. Number 1, Billy Jack.
Oh, yeah. And Minoru Suzuki collapses mid-match.
I saw he walked out of the hospital. He was fine.
On July 6th due to a concussion. That was yesterday.
Murder Grandpa?
What?
That's what everyone calls him, Murder Grandpa.
Did you see the mayor or whatever it was, chopping him on the train?
Oh, yeah, that's from DDT.
Of course it fucking is.
They had a show on a bullet
DDT!
train. Dynamic Dream Team.
I know what it is. That's dramatic Dream Team, not dynamic.
They had a show on the bullet train. Just like I showed you the thing about the Iron Metal Heavyweight Championship. No, the Iron Weight Heavy Metal Championship, where it's like their hardcore belt. It was won by the NJPW Junior Heavyweight belt. It was won by a ladder. It was won by a kitchen knife. Britt Baker won it in Trent Beretta's dream. Or I think someone won it and someone
What else was going on in the dream?
They had claymation figures wrestling.
Huh.
It's this whole thing. There's been over 1,000 champions. Because the whole thing is that it's like the hardcore belt, but inanimate objects can have it too. So cats have had it. The thing that happened in New Japan was they had I forget if it was Taji Ishimori when he was junior heavyweight champion was over there, and his junior heavyweight belt somehow fell on top of the Iron Weight Heavy Metal Championship belt.
Yeah, the belt won the belt.
Yeah, and so then they did the 3 count. First time it ever happened was it was in a ladder match, and the ladder fell on top of it, and they counted the pinfall.
Well,
they also had a chef win once.
Chef Saltbaker?
No. But this was again, this is the promotion that also No, I'm thinking of a different place. I think it was Wing that had the anus explosion match.
Yeah, it was. We covered that. Wing. I actually went and got it after we.
Then Shoko Dino.
What?
That's the guy who gets the firecracker shoved up his ass. They Shoko Dino or Dan Shoko Dino.
Oh well, piss on me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he gets chained to the ring post. And he pulls down his trunks. He's chained up there and then shoves the firecracker in his ass and lights it, and then it explodes.
Wow.
Only time the anus explosion match has ever taken place.
Ow.
I bet you New Jack would have done that.
No, he'd have done it to somebody else who he would have done it to.
Who do you think he would have done it to?
Vic Grimes, no question. He just spoke to you through me saying Vic Grimes. What else we got? What else we got going on?
I told you, if he was still alive, he'd be the first person I'd try to get for an interview on this show.
Only on Zoom. And we got to mask the IP. We already got to wear masks anyway, but we got to mask the IP. So what else we got?
Nothing.
Nothing, huh? That's the way you end it. Good night, everybody.
Get your hand off my penis!